What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. We have a DeAndre Swift signed jersey that we'll be giving away here when we hit 2K. We're going to be starting a series. Dynasty rankings, we're going to be doing it for 2023 here. Now, some things could change. Let's just say a catastrophe injury. That would make a change to some of these rankings. This is Superflex. So, if you are not a part of Superflex, just don't listen to potentially... The only thing that's going to change in Superflex or tight end premium. Of course, Superflex, you're going to have these QBs go way up, and in one QB leagues, these quarterbacks are going to go way down. So just understand, we're going to be talking a lot of quarterbacks. We're going to be doing the top 5 now. Then we'll be going through some of these rankings. We're going to be going through 6 through 10, 11 through 20, and so forth. So don't hear what I'm not saying. That we're going to start off right off the bat. The number 1 quarterback in 2021 and 2020, and number 2 quarterback this year is Josh Allen. Quarterback 1 overall, I mean, you're talking about the number 1 overall pick in Dynasty Superflex. Let's just talk a little bit about this. If you have a startup, I'm really okay with the number 1 or number 2 overall pick. Last year, I kind of had, I said 1, 2, or 3. We included Herbert in that. And really, it's, do you want Josh Allen? Do you want Patrick Mahomes? Do you want 26.6 years of age? Do you want 27.3? Patrick Mahomes also has had a great career fantasy-wise. So again, Josh Allen, basically 1, 1, 2. If you go to Patrick Mahomes, his fantasy finishes in his career after his rookie year, 1, 7, 4, 4, 1. You're looking at a quarterback that I don't think is going to slow down at all. We thought, oh, well, maybe without Tyreek Hill, he'd have a little bit of a down bump here. 41 touchdowns and 12 interceptions with, you could realistically say, potentially no elite wide receivers. No receivers that, I think they have to add that to that receiving room because, of course, Juju and Travis Kelce's getting a little bit older, but Juju's probably going to be gone here. So we're going to have to figure out that all out. But, I mean, it just shows that Josh Allen, these two are just, I don't know what else you want me to say. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are the easiest picks in Superflex because it's going to be 101, 102, doesn't really matter. But Patrick Mahomes is going to be 102 in my theoretically opinion here. I mean, there's a tier. And there used to not be a tier. There's a really good group of quarterbacks that are going to try to nip on their heels. But again, at their such young age, I mean, we're not talking about quarterbacks that are 31, 32 years old. I mean, you realistically could have both of these quarterbacks for another 10 years. 26.6 in Josh Allen, 27.3 in Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the other quarterbacks that we're going to be talking about are only a year or two younger than them. They seem like they're much younger, but they're not. Joe Burrow came into the league old. Herbert is almost 25, and so we're going to be talking about these quarterbacks very shortly here. In fact, one of them right now. We're going to be talking about Justin Herbert. He used to be in the tier where it didn't matter if it was Allen, Mahomes, Herbert last year, because Herbert, at being 23.8 years old at that point, going to be he wasn't even 24 years old, but let's look at the year that he had. I mean, Mike Williams hurt. Austin Eckler, the touchdown master, apparently, had 19 touchdowns. Herbert, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks. 11th in standard. 11th, 11th is it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because I had him even in some leagues, and it's just like he didn't perform well at the end of the year. If you want to look at some of his finishes towards the end here, I mean, 17, 16, 6, 10, 18, 16, and then 28, 20, 12, 13. It's just like those are performances that are not going to give you league-winning abilities. His rookie year, he was 9th. The second year, he was 2nd. He has that potential of hitting 5,000 yards like he did last year, 38 touchdowns like he did last year. He does seem to throw a little bit more interceptions. I think with Herbert, you are getting that. I mean, he's 6'6", 236 pounds because he's mobile. He did have potentially some rib issues that I think that maybe could be underlying on what slowed him down as well. He's a really good spot at number 3 here. Number 3 and number 4 kind of interchangeable, just like number 1 and number 2, because number 4 is now Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, 26 years old. I feel like he's 24. Don't you? Don't you feel like he's only been in the league for a couple of years? I know that he came out of the NFL older, but 24 years old. And we look at the career year he had. Again, not as mobile. He's probably the least mobile of the 4 quarterbacks, but his mobility relies on just kind of, I wouldn't even say Aaron Rodgers-esque. He's He's not going to run. He's just going to be able to get himself away from defenders to be able to throw the ball to get an open wide receiver. Whether it is T. Higgins, whether it is Jamar Chase, he has two of the best wide receivers in Dynasty Fantasy Football, arguably two top 10 Dynasty Fantasy Football wide receivers. Still has Joe Mixon out of the backfield that can catch as well. Fourth in standard, fourth in, I don't know why I'm so used to saying fourth in standard, fourth in PPR, but fourth in standard scoring. And so 4,500 yards, so right around what he had last year. 36 touchdowns, had 34 last year. So 7th last year, 4th this year. You're looking at somebody that's going to score you 340 points. So you're looking at, again, at 20 points a game. Joe Burrow had a little bit of a rough start to the year. I want to point that out. I mean, 20, 15, 23, 20, 18, just didn't have, like, it was okay. It was okay. He was a low end. I think he was like quarterback like 10 at that point. But then as some of these quarterbacks started to fall, Lamar started to fall off, and then Kyler started to fall off as well. Then he went to 32, 39, and then he had like a 13, a 19, and a 28. And so he started picking it up here. And so that's a big thing with Joe Burrow. I think you're going to have games where he might not give you the running upside where he gets 12 points. And then you're going to have some games where they just absolutely just go into passing mode, and he's going to score you 30 points. And so Joe Burrow at this point is my quarterback 4 in Dynasty. So realistically, if you have tiers, it's really Josh Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, and Burrow. Herbert and Burrow, slightly younger, not as high rushing upside, and I just have a little bit more concerns, but really we're in Superflex. So it's like, I mean, well, this is probably the easiest video that I'm going to do. There's not many people that are going to argue or should argue that any of those 4 quarterbacks shouldn't be there. Number 5 might be interesting though. I mean, number 5, I feel like some people might have another quarterback here, but I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson just had over 1,800 yards. He is breaking every single record that is pretty much known to man when it comes to wide receivers in their first 3 years. I mean, he is really, it's just amazing. So, he was first in standard and first in PPR. Now I can actually say it. 1,809 yards off of 184 targets, 128 receptions, 8 touchdowns. The one thing that this is my argument, because really you have an argument of Jefferson versus Chase. Chase is a less targeted wide receiver. He also has T. Higgins there that will take a little bit here and there. And you'll have a T. Higgins game. Justin Jefferson's the man. Kirk Cousins knows it, throws it to him a crap ton, 184 targets. Your only concern with Justin Jefferson is really the offense of Minnesota, because you know that Burrow and Chase are going to be there, and they're probably going to be there for the next, 10 years. The biggest concern is long-term ability with Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Are they going to be a quality offense? But Justin Jefferson, I think, can succeed in any mode. He's that good. He's that big of a separator. And, I mean, you just watch some of the amazing catches that he can actually perform. So Justin Jefferson is my wide receiver number 1, sitting here at number 5. I understand that you even look at a little bit of age. I mean, you have 23.9 versus Jamar Chase, which is 22.8, a year younger, Jamar Chase. But in this point, I'm going to take Justin Jefferson. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take what I seem as just an absolutely home run safe pick here. I know that there's quarterbacks that you could take. There's even a running back that might filter in here. But that's why we're going to get through 6 through 10 on next video here. So then you guys can discuss, talk about, and see what maybe I did wrong or what you think I did wrong right off of Superflex startup here. All right. Peace out. Take care. We'll see you again soon.